Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram 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 Jai 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 Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
मुर्जी मारा है
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om 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 Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri 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 Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om. Hari Om, Hari Om. In the second chapter, Papa makes it very clear that unless and until we try to remove the sense of individuality from us, we will not be able to surrender totally to Him. So when he knew that his prayer was heard, that means he was able to erase the dominance of the sense of individuality and at the same time accept the supreme power of the Lord within. And in order to get it concretized or stabilized, God made him to take the 3 vratas, and the first one being that henceforth the entire life will be consecrated to the meditation and service of Ram. So now every chapter is a testimony of the contents of these 2. When we go to the text Chidambaram, what do we find there? These 2, sense of individuality is almost absent, We will not say 100%, almost absent. Number 1, subservience to the higher power. So when he was denied permission because he did not have the entrance fee, there was no tinge of regret, He did not blame anybody. He simply said he went up straight to the entrance, could not gain admission as none was allowed to get in. Without the payment of 4 annas, the entrance fee, he was without a single fee. Which, however, he did not at all regret. This is important. If the sense of individuality was there, it would have justified. As sadhus, we don't carry money. Why should he insist for that too in a place where everybody has got access towards the Almighty Lord of the universe, who is in us, who is everybody. Why should there be an entrance at all? Entrance fee at all? All those things would have started coming from welling up in his mind if the sense of individuality was there. We all go to certain temples, where you have to, no, suppose you have to immediately finish the darshan and go elsewhere. You pay money, special darshan, special. But there also the Lord teaches, you cannot have special darshan throughout. Up to some entrance, then you have to join the mainstream. And when you go to the sanctum sanctorum, you are one with everybody. But here,
Papa was offered that special darshan, but he refused.
Yeah, that also he refused. So here, each chapter we should try to know that this is the message, so that the moment if we keep on hammering this into our mind, probably something of it will remain with us. Absence of the sense of individuality is the one which justifies, which grumbles, which complains, which feels it is incomplete, inadequate. Absence of contentment, all those things are the expressed forms of this sense of individuality. I am right and you are wrong, But you find none of them are coming up. He was prompted to go, he was denied, he came back, no regret. And then? And what did he do then? He took a secluded portion. He had his bath in some of the tanks, then went there and sat, and then took the Bhagavad Gita, commenced. In the second chapter, while describing about Sthita Prajna, a man of steady wisdom, Dukkeshu anudvigramanat, Sukheshu vikataspraha, Veetaragabhayakrodha. He defines, even in Dukkha and Sukha, he is even-minded. And attachment, anger, all these things are absent in him. Dispassion is there in him. Fear is Veetaragabhayakrodha. Raga means attachment. Bhaya means fear. Krodha means anger. So he is free from all these three. And also, oh, you have come. So we are finding it, Bhagavad Gita, he takes it up. And here is a field given to him, a test given to him as to how far he is in a position to hold on to this. Samatvam yoga muchade, equanimity is yoga. It's all in second chapter. So before he was pursuing, again, the Lord, when he knew he has passed the test, he brings somebody there and ask him, Maharaj, did you have your kana? No, but Ram provides. No fear so far, no thought of it. You remind me, friend. Then he asks, what should I do? Again, if we find the contentment, how it comes. Plantains, if you please. That also, if you please. Plantain. Sattvic diet. It is not that what he has undergone that is important. The attitude with which he was approaching every moment of his life. Free from grumblings and complaints, free from temptations, free from any down-pulling forces, and at the same time feeling highly contented. And then the friend came here and then took him to the sanctum sanctorum. He took him inside the temple. After darshan of the idols, he showed him the whole interior of the temple. The moment we hear Chidambaram, normally what wells up in our mind is one of the greatest Bhaktottamas, Nandanar. How he became one with the reality, cosmic reality. The individual reality became merged in the cosmic reality, and we have been told dematerialized himself. His bhakti was such that even God made that body to get dematerialized. So such is the story of Nandanar. So when Papa had been to there, though he has not made even mention about it, we remember. Papa must have referred. Nandanar. And then only he came to know that the person who was helping him to go inside and the temple and who offered the plantains, he was not an inmate there. He was only one of the pilgrims who came there, and he took him to the railway station and saw to it that he sits in a comfortable place. And then next day morning he was to leave. He felt highly blessed with Ramdas's company for ever so short a period. Ramdas's heart was too full of words. Ram's kindness was indescribable. Here also we find, he's not seeing the individual, That is the message. Everywhere he finds the indwelling nameless, formless reality, assuming the name and form, coming to him who has got a name and form, and extending all sorts of material aids. So he was always, because the prayer in the second chapter was that may he be taken fully under the complete guidance. He says, thy slave's one prayer to thee is to take him under thy complete guidance and remove his highness. Every chapter we try to connect up these words, So he was feeling the guidance. It is not that once in a way. That was constant. And that guidance will be made aware to me only when me and mine is absent. When the me and mine is very strong, I will not be able to feel the presence of his guidance. Because I am guiding myself, So here we find it is echoed in this particular chapter. Not only in this chapter, every chapter. So we try now to connect this with every episode. When we start connecting up with every episode, it slowly forms as a samskara in our mind to develop this connection with everything that is happening outside. Not merely, now we are a bit selective, choosy. When we have the darshan of a Mahatma, we say God arranged for it. When we go to a temple, we say we had good darshan by God's grace, and all those things we say. but it is short-lived, The constancy is not there. But here he teaches us that even when he was denied entry to the temple, even when he was taken into the temple, both he was able to feel the guidance. Those are the powerful messages. And when the next, this word is also very important. His imaginative faculty for making plans and seeking information was totally absent. Imaginative faculty for making plans and seeking information. How many times we go and verify which platform, the timing. We seek information, no?
And even if you get the information, you will again
And look at the
believe
watch.
also.
Cross-check.
This one word, makes us to think. What is the expressed form of becoming aware of the guidance at every moment? Then this is absent, seeking information. Because we are fully secure in his hands, then why should we seek? He would have made all arrangements. Surrender to the highest level. Surrender of the highest level. One word. Imaginative faculty is not there for making plans or seeking informations.
Like a child and the father.
Like
A child and the father.
Like a child and the father. In-depth study reveals, because every word we find is pregnant with some profound ideas. The next word. Without a guide, he was feeling helpless. Because he did not know what to do. It is not a negative helplessness. He depended on Ram for everything, whom he was remembering every moment of his existence. On reaching the station, he found a train standing, but did not know whence it had come and whither it was proceeding. He straightway went up to the gate and was entering the platform when the ticket collector barred his passage, telling him that he should not enter without a ticket. It was all Ram's will. Ram did not want that he should travel by this train. Probably it might be running towards a direction where Ramdas would have come across no place of pilgrimage. Ram knows best. We can simply say it is relying on God, but it is not like that. He was fully aware. Even for a trice, he might feel helpless, He knew that Ram knows best. So when is the day, we are praying, when we will get something of it, Entire thing is ruled out, at least, but something of it. At least we should be able to rely on him. On a few things at least. So that otherwise how will I make a beginning?
Papa is not considering each and every event as a. He always rely upon God, so he never took it as a problem at all. Each incident is coming and going. He is not taking that incident as a problem for him.
Correct.
He is not identifying as a problem at all.
That means if you identify it as a problem, then its sense of individuality is there. Veetaragabhayakrodha. Anything else from Chidambaram?
Lovely. If you don't mind, can you tell something about
അല്ല അത്
Nandanar?
പൂരിയിലേക്ക് പൂരി
Can you something about Nandanar's bhakti in Chidambaram?
Nandanar's bhakti.
Nandanar bhakti, please.
Nandanar was a boy serving an Orthodox Brahmin who had got lands in Chidambaram. That Brahmin was a learned person who used to give provisions, a great Vedantin, but with a lovable heart. And his wife also was equally loving. And they called him Nandan. Nandan was very dear to them. So this boy used to stealthily hear the provision of his master. So everywhere the master says to the audience, those who go to Chidambaram and have the darshan of the Lord, they will be freed from everything. That is the ultimate to be scaled. When he started hearing this, he developed an intense aspiration to go to the temple and have the darshan of the Lord. And he used to explain, we have heard this Nandanar Charitram through the words of Swami Haridas Ji Maharaj in a very, very touching way. We are trying to reproduce it through English, that's all. So every time when he hears the master's words, he will come and religiously discuss with Amma. No? Today, you know what Ayya said? Like that. So every day it was getting more and more concretized. So one day he told that please allow me to go and have his darshan. So he said, no, not now, later. So one day his missus, said, after all, Nandan is asking only to go to a temple, why don't you allow him to do it? Then Haridas Giri Maharaj says in a touching way, I don't know whether we will be able to bring out the same feeling when we translate it into English. He said in Tamil, Vanakku theriyadri, Nandan pona varamattan. Nandan illena ennal irukka mudiyadhu. You don't know that when Nandan goes, he will not come back. And without Nandan, I cannot live. So though the Pandit, though he knew that he has almost reached the ripened stage. So he was trying to, at the same time his attachment to him was there. So he was preventing him because he knew he will lose him once and for all. So he used to give him targets which is not easily attainable, especially in the field work. So one day he was pestering him, somehow he should be allowed to go, he gave something like this, so many of lands. All these things have to be, plowed through, and the planting and transplanting of paddy, that should be done. And then it should be, we should do whatever is necessary for its growth. And finally it should be harvested. Then after harvest, when everything is heap, you can go. It was something impossible. That means for another year, it will not be possible. So with a very heavy heart, he slept. He went to the bed. During that night, because of the purest form of bhakti, Nandan had, just like Papa said, his prayer was heard. Mysteriously, the entire land was in the one night, everything was gone through, and in the morning, early morning, when what Nandan saw was a harvested land with heaps of paddy. Even winnowing has been done. Suddenly he looked, oh, God has blessed, God has honored, so I can now go. So without seeking, now he doesn't have to seek any permission. So he started running towards Chidambaram. When he was about to reach the Chidambaram, the orthodox people said he cannot have access. So he was made to go through Agni Pariksha. That also he came out. Then only the people knew who really Nandan was. Hari Om, come. Hari Om, Pinakin bhai. No.
I will resist that one. I cannot sit like that one. Papa has taught like that.
No,
always
no,
to sit.
Enough.
At the leg only.
Sit down. So when he rushed there, he saw Nandi blocking him, no? So in his own words, he prayed. Periyur maadu paduthurukke. Immediately it turned and he could have the direct. Then he immediately rushed up to the deity, dematerialized himself. Just like Vallarar, just like Appaya Dikshita of Mataji's, you know. Huh?
Mirabai.
Appaya Dikshita, you remember when you go through Guru's grace, you will find Mataji bringing that in that small room of Batkal. He went inside and dematerialized himself. Huh?
Pattinattar.
Pattinattar appadiya illaya? Pattinattar. There are many such saints. God takes away the body in a mysterious way. So this is the wonderful, blissful experience Nandanar had. And that is why he has become immortal in the minds of, all devotees. Those who have once come to know about Nandanar. And then next day morning, Amma started asking for Nanda. There was no trace of Nanda. So she came out and then she went and told husband, Nandan is not there. So both of them came out and saw heaps of harvested paddy. Then this Vedigar, he started running, crying, screaming towards Chidambaram temple. And he said, I have been carrying loads of academic knowledge, Shastra, but I did not have the bhakti you had. I know that you have that needed bhakti, but I never knew that God will immediately grant your prayer. He made me to tell you an unattainable task, But he saw to it that everything got fulfilled and he has taken. So by the time he reached it, Nandan was not there in body. This is how the Nandanar Charitram, Chidambaram. So when we go to Chidambaram, though we are nowhere near to this bhakti, at least for the sake of, dwelling on it and then eking out the sweetness, be here.
Not from Satsang, Swamiji, but
Huh?
through Satsang and better bhakti, I think. Nandanar.
Satsang, through Satsang he got no so many.
Yeah, you're right. Because he was though the Vedigar was expounding the greatest philosophy, both bhakti and jnana was there in all his lectures. Nandanar could take out the bhakti part in the form of or through a simple faith in the words of his master. He had the highest regard for the master. Whatever the master says, that is final for him. He has placed his master on a highest pedestal. So the simple faith in his master led him, which is very, very rare now. No? So such type of bhaktas are not there now. We can only hear that. But slowly, when the more we hear, the more we hear, probably our bhakti towards him, our reliance on God, our relationship with God might become a little more closer. And somewhere, an assurance that one day he will also take me there. If he could do that to him, he may also do something for me. But there's some things I should do. He will make me to do that. So this assurance, then it doesn't become a story value. It doesn't become an academic exercise. It doesn't become something which we store in our intellect.
சுவாமிஜி நம்ம கண்ணப்பனாரோட சொல்ல முடியுமா சுவாமிஜி உங்க வாயால கண்ணப்பனார் சேர்க்கிறோம்
நாளைக்கு பார்க்கிறோம் நாளைக்கு பார்க்கிறோம்
ஓ சரி நாளைக்கு பார்க்கலாம் அடியோ.
So the idea is now we are passing through chapter by chapter, and we are now watching for ourselves how each chapter touches and kindles something that by which we become a little more closer to the indwelling reality. Anything else?
Swamiji, in one of the satsangs, I had an opportunity to hear the speaker telling why the Nandi moved to get the Nandanar. It was more that the Lord wanted to see who his Bhakta is than Bhakta wanted to see the Lord. So the Lord ordered the Nandi to move.
Might be. Correct.
Hariyom, sir.
Hariyom. The Lord was eagerly waiting to have the darshan of such a Bhaktottama, and he made the Nandi to move.
In this connection, we can just remember a song. Dinagarunagari Nadaraja Nilakantani. That song is there. Right?
Yes.
It is connected with Chidambaram.
So from Chidambaram we move to Tiruppappuliyur. What is it that comes, first?
Meditation on pile of stones.
Two young boys speaking in English.
That is the episode. What is it that message?
Anytime,
Anywhere?
Meditation. Meditation.
Go back to second chapter again,
Swamiji, Mauna Guru Nanna. A formula, Mauna Guru.
Mauna Guru.
Lord Shiva is Mauna Guru. Mauna means
Lord
silence.
Shiva. He is talking about Lord Shiva is a Mauna Guru.
Dakshinamurti.
Yes. Even Nataraja. Nataraja, Dinagarunagari Nataraja, Mauna Guru enda ஆரம்பிக்கிறார். Mauna Guru என்ன?
Because he doesn't, no verbal or vocal message comes, but he makes us to deeply contemplate. Just like Ramana Bhagavan,
அங்க உள்ள சிதம்பரம் கோயில்ல போன உடனே எம்டி ஸ்பேஸ் தான் ஒண்ணு போட்டு திரை போட்டு மறைச்சு வச்சிருக்காங்க. அதனோட தாத்பரியம் என்ன சொல்றது?
Empty space. Where? அங்க போய் உட்காண்டா the emptiness, fullness. We try to connect ourselves with that reality, at least for a second or two.
It's a great voice.
Something. So now when he goes to Tiruppappuliyur, what is the message? We are not interested in reproducing what had happened there. Everybody knows. The train journey, the two youngsters, they made some comment.
Swamiji, circumstances, on the basis of any circumstances.
When he was not allowed to enter the train,
Not
he was
judgment.
unoffered.
That is there. Every moment he was aware of the great guidance, complete guidance. When he knew in the second chapter, when he prayed for, again we have to repeat for ourselves, it is not a prayer composed by anyone and repeated by us. It was an original prayer. It is high time we apply our mind on that. When it is an original prayer, then only I get connected with him. Otherwise, I am only repeating somebody's words, which we have seen is not helping us to beyond certain level. To some level it has helped, but beyond certain level, no. It becomes mechanical. First time, second time, third time, fourth time, when we repeat, probably we may have that, faith, we may have that sweetness, we may have that, inexplicable joy in repeating the prayer. But after some time, what happens? It slips into a mechanical repetition, superficial repetition. So in that, in Papa's case, it came right from the bottom of the heart. So that's why he says, be the light unto yourself and in your own original way manifest the magnificence and power of your enlightened life. Be highly creative and set free the infinite power that is within you. Every creation is unique, and hence our effort should be to realize our uniqueness and manifest it in our workaday world. If we look at the universe, we find that there has been a steady march for the betterment in all fields and walks of life, because the revealment of the varying potentialities endowed to so many human beings. Even in our curriculum, education system, we learn, whatever the text has taught us. But the same text touches and kindles different types of potentialities in all students. Think. That is why you don't get the same answer. Up to 10th standard, all are in the same, or up to +2, okay. Then you find branches out. Engineering, medicine. In engineering also there are so many. In medicine, so many things. Different types of vocation, business management, accountancy, so and so. But all of them are the products of the same syllabus or curriculum. Just imagine. And many of them, or all of them, or most of them must have got 90 plus. Is it not? And then they choose. But they are all the products of the same curriculum. So when their originality, expressed, he becomes a successful lawyer, a successful doctor, a successful accountant, a successful agriculturist, a successful scientist. But just you look back, first to +1, the same foundation. Uniqueness, it touches and kindles. But unfortunately, when we enter into the spiritual field, we forget about this, We forget this reality. Though my father may suggest that you should become a doctor or an engineer, much it depends upon the student, is it not? Sharda Ben is coming. She may find it difficult.
I think Sunanda wants to say something.
Huh?
Sunanda wants to say something.
Sunanda want to say something.
Yeah, say. Yes, Sunanda ji. I can't hear. No, she's trying probably. Sunanda ji.
Sunanda saying something, that's all. No other message. Yes.
We are not in a position to hear. Pranam.
Her mic is off.
Mic is off, so ask her to switch on the mic.
Okay. She has just raised her hand. I don't know. She has raised her hand.
Sunanda ji, please speak. Switch on the audio.
Hari Om. बैठिए. Yes. Her mic is not on.
Ma, mic should be ours. Hers. Okay. Swamiji will just check up. We can't unmute. She has to unmute.
Swamiji, directly for Sunandaji, and then the mic is off. Jayanti. From my screen, I can see that Jayanti spoke for Sunandaji, but Sunandaji is not there.
She might be gone.
Okay.
She might be dead.
Now, is that clear? We were discussing about Papa is insisting for a path that is original. He bluntly says that we cannot follow anybody. Yesterday we read out that article, very powerful article. We can seek guidance from others, but ultimately we have to choose our own path. In the ordinary worldly level, we do the same thing of choosing depending upon our taste, temperament, aptitude, inclination. But in the case of spiritual study, we don't apply this theory. That is why we get halted. We try to follow this control C, control V. And then we don't feel we are moving forward. In Nandanar's case, the bhakti was there in him in the ripened stage. He needed an awakener. His master was the awakener. But the doing was to be done by him. Master cannot do anything. Puja Mataji used to say, if Mother, in one of her letters in 1937, she says that if it was possible, all Mahatmas would have lifted the whole world. No? So it is not possible. If God wills only, it is possible. And each one has to aspire intensely, move towards it. Seek His grace. That is the base. And also Papa's life and Mataji's life, we have found that. Papa did not follow anybody, He bluntly said that, Ramdas never joined any organization for his spiritual growth. Guru within him mysteriously guided him and made everything easy for God realization. Then he found that the best routes to be followed were those which his inner Guru set for him from time to time. It is clear that our guide in such matters must be the Guru within us and not without. So we take their guidance, they are awakeners. If they had not come into our life, we would not have known at all. And they placed before us their very inspiring life and also their words of wisdom. And we have to follow their words in the sense, going within and finding out our own path. Now back to Tirupapaliyur. What is the message? In spite of the fact that subservience to the Almighty is total as far as we are concerned, and he was fully aware of the guidance he is getting from, but still, to him, even after scaling the heights, he felt still the process of purification is necessary. So he confesses to the two boys, it is his humble presumption that Ram is taking him on this pilgrimage to purify him. So it is not 50%, 60%, 80%, 90%, 98%, 99%, 100%. A wonderful word, Probably he would not have made us to think about that particular sentence so far. One thing more you discover in him, and that he is mad of Ram, and every moment he cries out to him to make him pure, and only live for Ram's sake. Besides, it is his humble presumption that Ram is taking him on this pilgrimage to purify him. Probably to make us know that there is only a comma, never a full stop in spiritual journey. To us, he has already reached. But he says, he cries out to him to make him pure and only live for his sake. But one thing more you discover in him, and that he is mad of Ram, and every moment he cries out to him to make him pure and only live for Ram's sake. That is the message for all of us. Besides, it is his humble presumption that Ram is taking him on this pilgrimage to purify him. So still he feels there are some remnants of something is there, that is to be erased, And that is why God is taking him, subjecting him to go through varied experiences. We normally name it as test. Every time the test is given, and then he knows, one more step. That is why we find at the 37th chapter he says, end. Ram is leading a serene life. Now Ramdas says by Ram's command in a cave called Panchapandava cave on the Kadri hill, and lives there a serene life, devoting his whole time in talking about, writing of, and meditating on that all-loving, glorious Ram. So according to him, to reach that stage, God is making him to go through all these varied experiences. And that is what he confesses to the two students who were mocking at him. Anything else in this chapter?
Swamiji,
Ah.
what is the remedy for us, sir? Swamiji, what is the remedy for us? Because we are very backward compared to him. Our position is very bad.
There is no shortcut remedy, Papa has not prescribed any shortcut remedy.
No, he is very high level. We are very back, and I think we have to take more birth. No, I am asking like that. Because when to reach that stage.
When we keep on hearing, we try to develop our faith in him, our bhakti towards him. That is the only way. Crying, weeping to him, developing first of all an inner dialogue with him, and then we keep on praying to him. The moment you are away from me, I am back to my old self. Please don't make me to do that. The moment I forget, I become unaware of your presence. Immediately I am back to my own self with all its limitations, which I am unable to stop it. So like the problem which you are facing, we will put it bluntly to him in our own language. We are still seeking answer from outside. So his first teaching is we have to seek answer from within. In Quest of God teaches us that we should rely on him totally. Develop first chapter and second chapter. Again and again we go through that. There is no other shortcut. We have not found anything.
Thanking the opportunity for being tested. Thanking the opportunity being tested.
Candy?
Thanking those two boys for the opportunity. Thanking for the opportunity. For tested. For being tested. For being.
Even to thank, we should remember him first, That is the important thing. O Ram, when thy slave finds thee at once so powerful and so loving, have we started feeling that? That he is so powerful and so loving. And he who trusts thee can be sure of true peace and happiness. Why should he not throw himself entirely on thy mercy, which can only be possible by giving up everything he called mine? Thou art all in all to thy slave. Have we reached that stage? Thou art the sole protector in the world. Men are deluded when they declare, I do this, I do that, this is mine, that is mine. All, O Ram, is thine. All things are done by thee alone. Thy slave's one prayer to thee is to take him under thy complete guidance, and remove his I-ness. This prayer was heard.
We first don't even know it is a test. When we know it is a test, we'll say, why me? It is a question of thanking.
Each one has to place this before him, and we will find mysteriously getting an answer. It will be different from person to person. So this is the first lesson he is teaching us. how do I understand that he is all powerful and all loving? We devise some method. Make me to become aware of your all powerfulness, We say when you are omnipotent, we are only repeating the word of the master. We don't mean. We say omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, all these words, attributes. It is not repetition of the attributes that is needed. Concentrated meditation on the attributes. Ramdas, through a ceaseless repetition of the divine mantram, side by side with the concentrated meditation on the all-pervading, eternal, ever-blissful, indwelling God, had attained freedom and peace even before his advent into the world as a mendicant. So it is not simply repeating omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, he is love, he is this, he is that. Concentrated meditation on that, Then only I become aware of that he is omnipotent. Anyway, Tirupapaliyur, a powerful message, very powerful message. He still feels that means, the purity level. We cannot even imagine what is the purity level, what is the optimum, what is it that we can say, yes, we have reached the purity. We cannot. Because here we find Papa who is freed from all sorts of down-pulling forces, free from all attachment, free from all anxieties, resting totally content in his lap. At every moment of his life, he says that every moment he cries out to him to make him pure and only live for his sake. The sense of individuality should be struck off, Then only I can live for his sake totally. What a powerful word. This was his craving. Still, some not 1% might be there according to him. So he wants to raise that so that he becomes totally, to us he is totally Grams, but he feels he is not totally. Otherwise he would not have repeated this word. Besides, it is his humble presumption that Ram is taking him on this pilgrimage to purify him. At least now we are thankful to him that he has made us to go for an in-depth study of this great classic, In Quest of God. At least intellectually we have come to understand, no? Probably that might have been the first stage. And then we will try through our intense prayer. Everywhere the importance is for the prayer, no? It is not for an analytical approach. It is a prayer. Prayer to the Almighty to bless us with those factors which help us to know that we are moving towards him. Through inward journey. All other things have helped us only to some extent. But the real journey is yet to start for all of us. Because the real journey will start only when we become aware of his all-powerful nature and his all-loving nature. So we have to take it that our prayer should first be on, make me aware of how powerful you are in every aspect, so that my puny intellect will not come and assert that I can do this, I can do that. No? We have to devise our own method to reach him. It's a very powerful message to us from this 8th chapter. Let us see what he has in store from the 9th chapter tomorrow. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Hari Om to everybody. Pranam.